Holy crap, guys, it's a miracle. I'm uploading more than once in a given month. So anyway, I said I'd do this a long time ago. I said I'd show you guys all the books that I have and talk a little bit about each of them. I don't know if I'll talk about a little bit about each of them. I'll try to keep it pretty short because I don't have too much time until I want to go to bed. But I figured I'd upload while I'm moving. I'm actually moving back to Massachusetts pretty much because I can't stay here any longer. Not for any real bad reasons, just because in general I've been living here for over a year, time to kind of move out. And anyway, so I'm moving to Mass. All my, you know, Mass friends hit me up. Yo. God, I hate myself. Anyway, so I'm going to show you some of my, well, pretty much all my books, my CDs. You know, it's pretty much, this is a pretty much self-congratulatory, self-inflating, ego-boosting video on my part. So feel free to skip out on this one. It's not going to be much more than me talking about, you know, the books that I have, why I have them, so on and so forth. I'll save the ones that I particularly like till the end. I have some up there. You can't see it. Obviously, it looks like I'm pointing to nowhere. But anyway, so let's get started. The camera's going to be moving around a lot. There might be some noise. Deal with it. .jpeg. Here we go. So first off, I kind of organized the books that I do have in sort of different categories. So let's see if I can bring this down at all. I can't really. So let's see right here. Trying to get it. There we go. So right here I have People Without Government, an anthology of anarchy, prefaced by Alex Comfort. It's by Harold Barclay. Pretty good. I do remember enjoying it, being pretty informative about anarchic societies in history and stuff like that. Sorry if the camera isn't the best or it's blurry or something, but again, deal with it. .jpeg. I got Walden by Henry David Thoreau. I remember being so enthralled by this book that I actually wanted to go live off in the woods by myself with a cabin for a while. That stint or idea lasted for about a few months in my head, and then eventually I realized, oh shit, I like civilization, I like the world, I won't do that. I haven't read this yet. This is a biography of Miles Davis. I'm kind of into jazz. I mean, my grandmother got this for me because me and her usually listen to jazz in the car if we can, because that's one of the few musical genres we can agree on besides you know, classic rock or the blues. So she got me this book. I haven't read it. I don't know if I will, but I figured I'd bring it along with me. All the books that you can probably see are stuff that I'm going to bring with me to Mass, most likely. Henry David Thoreau, I might want to quote that at some point or something, or just reread it, because I remember being a damn good read. Weirdly, one of the few things I remember is this always stuck out to me. I don't know why. The way that Henry David Thoreau talked about cakes of ice. I don't know why that stuck out to me, but I always remember that. He talked about cakes of ice. Anyway, so this is The Idea of Home by Curtis White. I haven't read this. This is a novel that I got in college, I do believe. This is Hard-Boiled Wonderland and the End of the World. So it's kind of a postmodernish kind of book. This is I really don't know. I haven't read them. Speaking of something I haven't read, here you go, people. A People's History of the World, United States. People's History of the United States, full blowout version, full fucking 700-page blowout version. Have not read it. Haven't even touched a fucking page of it. I've had this for 2 years. The first thing I got on was The Ethical Slut. We'll see that later. Speaking of sexual concerns, here's The Second Sex by Simone de Beauvoir. I have read some of this for philosophy class back in college. Since then, I have not touched it at all. The stuff that I did read, I liked. But unfortunately, past that, I have not read this monstrous text. See that? It's fucking huge, man. This is a little punk pamphlet I got at a talk from a collective logo. I haven't really looked into it yet, but it's just a little zine, not a big deal. It's kind of cool, though. The guy who made it, Craig Lewis, I think. He's pretty cool. We'll get into my CDs after I get into these books. Guide to Philosophy. I particularly remember, sorry about bad camera angles and all that shit. Guide to Philosophy, An Intelligent Person's Guide to Philosophy, I guess I should say, by Rudyard Scruton, author of Modern Philosophy. It was a pretty quick and easy read. I remember going through it in about a few weeks or something. Pretty big font, Pretty easy to read. I might reread it at some point. Not sure when. But these are all the books basically I'm probably going to bring with me. Oscar Wilde, The Importance of Being Earnest, and Other Plays. Oops, sorry, that was way off. Yeah, this was really good. I remember really loving his plays. Not so much the later ones. I think I started getting tired of Wilde's style by then. But I did enjoy them. They were pretty good. I think especially the first few I really liked. Utilitarianism by John Stuart Mill. I didn't quite really like this one. I don't really like his style. I didn't really care for most of his arguments. But I don't know. I was kind of like whatever about it. You know, I don't have a strong hatred towards utilitarianism. I'm not a natural rights theorist like Rothbard or whatever. But you know, enjoyable enough. I would read again, but you know, just to recheck on it, see how much I really agree with it now. The Racial Contract. This is Charles W. Mills. This was interesting. I like this. I'd have to go back and reread it. A lot of these books I'd have to go and reread, really. But I do remember enjoying this back in history, or back in college. Wow. This was interesting. This is called the Marguerite Duras, or this is basically 4 novels. I read a few of them. I'm sorry about that bad glare. Wow. I read a few of them in history. I'm not sure if I've read all of them. I remember liking it. Not much else. Aristotle Politics. I remember fucking hating this book in college. So dry, so boring, typical arguments for the state. I would totally pass on this book if it wasn't such an important foundational text of modern politics. So yeah, because of that, you gotta read it. But I mean, stylistically, it's shit. I wouldn't say it's shit, but I don't remember enjoying it. I remember reading this on the plane, being like, oh god, this is so boring. He was arguing for states, and I was like, wow, this is so contrived, and yeah. This is, however, awesome. Look at this. Existentialism is a humanism. I don't get the cover. It's just a blank, it's just an empty chair that's like on a bunch of rocks, I think. But anyway, this is an awesome book, or an essay turned into a book. I don't know. You should pick this up. This is a great essay. This is really what got me into existentialism. I also have Beyond Good and Evil, but I'm not sure where that went. But anyway, here's a huge book. Look at this. Sorry, try to back up here. There's going to be a lot of bad camera angles and lighting in this video, so I really apologize for all my, you know, deal with it.jpegs and, you know, whatever. You know, I am sorry. Ethics, History Theory and Contemporary Issues, 4th edition. Stephen M. Kahn, Peter Markey. This is probably the most academic you've ever seen me. I'm not really that kind of guy, honestly. I mean, I partially am. I always have this conflict over how academic I really am. When it comes to Voltaire and de Cleyre, I am quite academic, but otherwise, David Hume, Dialogues Concerning Natural Religion, 2nd edition with Of the Immortality of the Soul, of Suicide and of Miracles. I remember of Suicide and of Miracles particularly. Dialogues Concerning Natural Religion I don't remember much of, but I do remember in general liking Hume's stuff here. Immanuel Kant, oh boy, I can't believe it. Sorry, I can't believe the lighting. Grounding for the Metaphysics of Moral and a Supposed Right to Lie because of Philanthropic Concerns is another one that's in there. This was alright. It was a bit heavy on the jargon. I wasn't a big fan of that. Kant has a really, like, strict sort of writing. I'm not really a big fan of his sort of ethics, honestly. But I don't have like some fully blown out detailed criticism of it either, so I don't go like, oh Nick, what's your problem with Kant? Now I can't remember, so I'm sorry about the puns, okay, I'm sorry. Rene Descartes, Meditations on First Philosophy. I wasn't too impressed. I thought his arguments for God were shit. I thought the whole basic experiment of presuming I know nothing kind of worthless, I guess. Not much there. Again, if people ask me, well, Nick, I want a more detailed criticism, I'm basically going to tell you, well, I don't have that criticism for you. I read these 2 years ago. I don't remember much. I'm just giving you my general impressions. The Trial and Death of Socrates, very, very good stuff. I remember liking Apology a lot. I liked Socrates' writing in general. They were pretty informative. I just enjoyed them. Nico McKeon, Ethics. This was a good book. I recommend it. I don't know how much I buy Virtue Ethics, but it's a very simple book, very easy to understand, not very trite, unlike his Politics. I have not read his poetry or anything else, but this was good. I do recommend this from what I remember. This is Hume again. 1 second. Oh, the humanity. Ha, I just came up with that one. I've never heard someone make a pun out of that, so I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear about it. So yeah, let's see. What else do I got for you guys? Well, these are the books that I'm probably not going to bring. Some of these books are kind of bad. Don't give me bad looks about them. So this is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Kind of, one of my ex's father gave it to me. Thought it'd be good. I don't really want to be a millionaire. I don't care about being rich or obscenely successful. So, how the world really works. One of my friends gave me this. He actually let me keep it. I don't really care for it. I read a few chapters, or I tried to. It's just a bunch of conspiracy theory junk that tries to interweave a whole lot of things that I just really don't fucking buy. I just really find it hard to believe. Occam's razor and all that shit, which I know it's just a guideline, shouldn't be taken as a hardline rule, but I have really no interest in reading this at all. Your Money or Your Life, Why We Must Abolish the Income Tax by Sheldon Richman. Now, Sheldon's an awesome guy. This has nothing to do with it being by Sheldon. Sheldon's awesome. Sheldon, if you're watching this, you're awesome, Sheldon. But I just don't have any interest in this topic. I already know that we have to abolish the income tax. There's nothing really to convince me of. I think we should abolish all taxes. So does Sheldon. I don't see the point. Cornerstone of Liberty, Property Rights in 21st Century America. I don't have much of an interest in this. This kind of sounds right-wing-ish, libertarian-ish. There's even a senator who liked this, and okay, never mind. Yeah, there's a senator from a Republican from Texas who liked this. I mean, I know that's guilt by association, but I don't care. Listening is an Act of Love. This was okay. I wouldn't really necessarily recommend it. I had to do it for fucking college. The Sacco Vanzetti case. This is a very, very brief introduction to the whole case. You know, I got this kind of like in Nashua. There was a bookstore, and they were getting it on the cheap, and somebody I knew got it, and she gave it to me. She said she didn't want it. Okay. I'm not gonna bring it with me though. It's kind of useless. I'll just keep it around, just to keep it around. Life as We Knew It. This is a. I got this special from my 11th grade English class teacher, who I eventually kind of developed a weird crush on. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh well, Aspie moments. And she kind of surprised me by giving me this. It was kind of a dystopian, the world is ending kind of novel. Yeah, huge fucking moon. Would recommend. I do remember quite enjoying it. I would have to reread it, but I'm probably not gonna. So I'm putting it over there. They're putting it in this box right here. And yeah. Common Sense by Thomas Paine. If you have seen my blog, The Anarchist Township, you know that I reviewed the fuck out of this thing. I summarized it. I debated a lot of Paine's points. Overall, good book. Do recommend. I would say after the first or second part, yeah, the rest is kind of lackluster. But for the time it was written, this book kicks ass. Read it. So, definitely has its problems, though. I'm kind of ashamed I still have this. Mises in Austrian Economics by Ron Paul, personal view. I don't remember much about this. I remember actually the day I read it. And I think my history teacher said the freer the market, the better. But anyway. Yeah, I don't remember much about this. Yeah. I remember this. A Lexicon of Economic Thought by, get this, Walter Block and Michael Walker. I don't know who the fuck Walker is, but I know who Block is, that's for sure. I read this whole book. Like, you see how thick this thing is? I mean, it's not the thickest of books, but, you know, it's 300 and something pages. 377 plus or so. I read this whole book. I don't remember much. I probably wouldn't agree with a lot of it now, but at the time I kind of liked it. I don't know. It obviously didn't help me with economics because I never got into economics as a study. You know, I think it's really important, but you know, these are interesting. My ex gave me this, Night Falls Fast, Understanding Suicide. Very good book. Would definitely recommend. Theory of Suicide. Would less recommend, but still good. She just happened to have some books on suicide. Thought that I'd find the subject interesting, and I did. I quite enjoyed the books, so I definitely thank her for giving me those, because those were good books, especially the first one that I brought up. I also have some English books that were right next to me and I totally missed. The Sincerest Form, Writing Fiction by Imitation. Very good book. Definitely enjoyed it. On Writing Well. Enjoyed this book as well. Did not care for the teacher who taught it, but I recognize the book independently of that as a good one and being worth reading. A Writer's Reference. I don't remember if I actually read this or what, but you should probably get it. It looks pretty professional. Besides that, that's pretty much most of my books. I'll show you two important books that are on the floor here. Gates of Freedom. This is an amazing book. If you want to understand Voltaire and de Cleyre, please give this a read. It's available online. If you want, I can try to link it to you. I should be able to put a link in the description. This is an important book if you want to understand Voltaire. I can't emphasize that enough. I think this is probably the most passed over book about Voltaire, probably one of the least known within the people who know about Voltaire, but it is probably second to averages in its importance. I would say Sharon Presley and Crispin Sartwell's and AK Press's Voltaire and de Cleyre reader are just about on the same level of importance, around the same. Each has their advantages, disadvantages. I know that's kind of a cop-out. This is so important. Unfortunately, Eugenia C. de la Motte is not alive anymore. She died at the age of 30-something. I think past her mid-30s because of cancer or something related to that. Very, very sad. I really wish she was still with us. I would love to pick her brain about Voltaire and de Cleyre. She was just amazingly insightful about Voltaire. I mean, I could go on for hours about it. But I won't. And speaking of the Voltaire and de Cleyre reader, here it is right here. I actually just recently reread most of the essays. Good stuff. Definitely appreciate AK Press. I will always have a special place in my heart for AK Press because they released this, one of the first actual collections of Voltaire's readings since her selected works, which I'm, by the way, getting in the mail in a few weeks. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm excited about that. I do have a bunch of pamphlets, but I don't want to go overboard. This video is probably already pretty long. I do want to show you guys my CDs. I got some CDs. This is a CD that I got back in 10th grade. Just a bunch of songs that my English teacher liked. This is a bunch of songs from a college friend named Kelsey that I got. Pretty cool. The Stadium Arcadium, just a mirror to the moon. Good stuff by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Really good album. I used to really love Panic at the Disco. It's a fever you can't sweat out. I love this album still, not as much as I used to. Definitely used to really love this one. If you're looking for a good kind of, they're kind of like Fall Out Boy, but I think they're better, quite honestly. I don't know. I find Brendan Urie's voice better than Pete, whatever the fuck his name is. No disrespect to Fall Out Boy intended. I actually like a few of their songs too. For 3 Days Grace, which recently, I guess, Adam, I forget his name, Adam Gontier or something. He recently left the band. That's pretty sad. I really like 3 Days Grace. Another band that recently broke up, well, recently-ish, is the White Stripes. This is their last album. Pretty good. I've always been a fan of the White Stripes. Good album. My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I know most of these albums look kind of cliche rockish, but keep in mind that, like, I bought these, like, years ago, so I used to be a lot more cliche-ly into rock. But I still have some, standard fare rock bands that I'm into, like Metallica and shit. Here's some awesome shit. Weird Al Yankovic, straight out of Linwood. Good shit. Good album. Would recommend for sure. Coldplay, X and Y. I've kind of lost my feelings for it. I used to like it a lot more. Not so much anymore. It's still good, though. But it's definitely not as good as their first two attempts. This is the band I used to be a lot more into, so much that I got their, or Mom got, I think, this album for me, which is The Great Burrito Extortion Case. Bowling for Soup. They had that song 1985 and a few other hits. I bet I'd still like this album, but I just kind of got out of them. They just were a little bit too poppy for me. Gym Class Heroes. I should review these two albums that I've just said. My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade. I had really mixed thoughts on that album. Not sure how much I really like it, but every time I hear it on Pandora, I'm like, yeah, I still like this song. I don't know. It's definitely different from their first two albums. Gotta give them that. Sometimes you gotta stick to your roots, and other times, you just don't wanna. I don't know. Bands make these sort of choices. So what can you do? Here's one of the most recent albums I've gotten. It's a apostrophe overnight sensation, apostrophe/overnight sensation by Frank Zappa. Pretty good. Would recommend. Do like it. Picking from the wrong pile. Kind of like the second most recent album I got is the Mon Orchid, who are very, very kind of obscure, I guess. I looked them up, and it was pretty tough to find many results. But Who Put Out the Fire? A Was for Anarchy is the 9th track. My college professor, who taught me philosophy, gave that to me. He thought I'd like it. He gave it to me as a going away present. Cool guy. The Jazz Collection. It's a lot of cliche jazz songs, pretty much. Ray Bradbury. Some of my best friends are guitarists. I don't really know if I've listened to this. Those are two albums that my Nana got me. Meh. I forget what band this is, but they were at Colby Sawyer College when I still went there. It's pretty good. This is a libertarian band. The Nothing Project is actually a one-man band, one-man rock band. Marcus something. It's pretty good. He's a talented guy. Definitely give him that. This is a project he was in before, Gnostic Tribe. This is a Nashua artist, Nameless Decade, or he calls himself that or whatever. Yeah, kind of mixed thoughts on it. I mean, I'm really impressed that he put all the stuff together, but yeah, I didn't. My interest in this didn't last for too long. Sorry, dude. Virgil Calamity. Yeah, same kind of deal. I got this for free at the last Anarchist Book Fair. The Miseducation. I didn't really think it was that good, actually. I gave it a listen. I was like, eh. So, there you go. Ah, of course. The Brain Police. The Brain Police themselves. Ooh, big shot. Here you go. Brain Police themselves. This is Awesome King Crimson. I can't believe I'm fucking forgetting their name. Crimson King. Observation. King Crimson in the Court of the Crimson King. Sorry about that. I was getting my words mixed up. I know a lot of prog fans and a lot of my prog friends are going to be like, oh, can't believe you didn't remember their name. Robert Fripp, okay? I remember he's in the band. Fripp. I know that much. These are some homemade albums, Coheed and Cambria stuff that one of my friends, Jeff, made. He made about 3 or 4 of them. I only seem to have 3. I'm not sure whether he made 4. But they're pretty fucking awesome. Good on him for doing that. I got this a few Christmases ago. Megadeth, Greatest Hits. It's a good album. If you want to get introduced to Megadeth, not a bad way to do it. This is pretty cool. Paint the Seconds. We got this album. Me, Tom, and Pat got this album for free. I got to keep it. It's by Mindwalk Volrard. Pretty cool. I liked it. Kind of alternative rock, metal, some prog elements in there. Live Shit, Binge and Purge by Metallica. Excellent live album. Definitely would recommend. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that. You fuck. So, let's move on to my favorite books here. Currently, I've got going on Anarchist Portrait. There's my cell phone. Lol. Anarchist Portraits by Paul Average. Anarchist Voices by Paul Average. I'm a fan of Average, okay? And Facing the Enemy, A History of Anarchist Organization from Proudhon to May 1968. Now, all 3 of those books are Boston Public Library books. Have not gotten around to reading the last 2. I am pretty much done with Anarchist Portraits. Alright. I said I wouldn't really share many of my pamphlets because I just have way too many of them. This video is already going to be pretty long. But The Haymarket Speeches by Voltaire de Cleyre and Crime and Punishment by Voltaire de Cleyre are two really good pamphlets. I have The Exquisite Rebel and American Anarchist, which is also by Average. This is an excellent book. It was the book that introduced me to Voltaire. Pretty important book, I'd say, in terms of getting to know her. In terms of getting to know her biographically, I'd say this is more important than the AK Press one. But I'd say the AK Press one's selection of writings is maybe a little bit more impressive, if only because they have the collected poetry there, too. If it wasn't for that, I'm not sure. There's only a few differences between them. I noted that there's only 3 or 4 essays AK Press has that Exquisite Rebel does not. So not much of a big difference in terms of selected writings. But again, biographical stuff, and Sharon and Crispin both have their own personal words on her. By her, I mean Voltaire. And of course, the definitive book on Voltaire. If you haven't read this book, you do not understand Voltaire de Cleyre. That is the end of this. That is the end of that sad tale. Pick this book up if you want to understand Voltaire de Cleyre. Plain and simple, this book is amazing and awesome. You should get it now. Another book that you should get now is Markets Not Motherfucking Capitalism. The motherfucking was taken out because, you know, it wouldn't sell as well. But it was in there originally, I swear to you. Anyway, Individualist Anarchism Against Bosses, Inequality, Corporate Power, and Structural Poverty, edited by Gary Chartier and Charles W. Johnson. This is an amazing book. I mean, this is basically my Bible right here. Well, Voltaire de Cleyre books are also I have a lot of Bibles, okay? I'm a polytheist now. But no, this is a kick-ass book. You should pick it up. That's that. Another kick-ass book that you should probably pick up, although you don't necessarily have to do it right now, is A Renegade History of the United States by Thaddeus Russell. Very enjoyable book, a contrarian book that takes itself seriously, has pretty good sources. Thaddeus is a good writer. I liked his style. He's coming to Liberty Forum next month in Nashua, New Hampshire. I'm fucking excited. So get pumped up about this book. Go buy this book. This is a great book. Jack Kerouac's On the Road. Not much of a novel, actually. It's pretty much just a prose. It's just a huge prose poem. I love this book, really. I mean, the detail is amazing. The characters are great. I actually kind of related to it. It's just a good book. And basically, it helped me figure out the Job Corps wasn't for me. The lady said, "Oh, yeah, I saw your Jack Kerouac on the road, or I saw that book on your hand." I was like, and I said in my head, "No." I was like, "Haha, you guys are batshit insane." And that's coming from me. Opening up. We'll just kind of take the rest out. Opening Up, A Guide to Creating and Sustaining Open Relationships. Good book so far. I haven't actually finished it. From what I read, it seemed pretty good. Not as good, though, as this, The Ethical Slut. Basically, the polyamorous Bible. Like, this is the Bible for poly people. And rightfully so. It's just a great book. And even if you're not poly, please read this book. This is a great relationship book. I totally think polyethics should be more absorbed into monogamy. That way we can smash up the cultural hegemony, whatever it is, that monogamy has on our current society. By the way, just so people know, I don't think polyamory is naturally better than monogamy, and I don't think all poly people are angels, blah, blah, blah. This is cool. That same person who gave me the Sacco and Vanzetti book gave me this, too. Prisons and Punishment, Reconsidering Global Penalty. I do want to look this over. Haven't found the time. It's not high on my priority list. I do want to get around to it eventually. Thank you to the person who let me have this. It was pretty awesome of her to do that, so thanks. So that's it. I think that's pretty much it. Like I said, I really don't want to... If any of you guys want to see my pamphlets, I can show you them. I just feel like I've already used up a lot of my time here. And I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? Oh boy, it's already 3:08. I should be going to bed around 3:30. So I think that's about it. You can basically see most of my pamphlets in there. I don't want to get them all out. And my voice is starting to get numb. I'm just making excuses. Or not numb. I don't mean it's getting numb. I mean it's starting to hurt. So when I see you guys next, it should be in Massachusetts. And I hope to see you guys soon. In terms of projects for YouTube, I'm not working on much for my personal channel these days. You're mostly going to see my work on C4SS Media. I'll link excuse me, I'll link that in the description, and you'll see me on the Left Libertarian YouTube Collective. Otherwise, my personal channel is going to be more or less kind of vacant for a while. I'll periodically try to upload stuff, but don't expect stuff on a consistent basis. I'm not giving up on YouTube. Just want to re-emphasize that. Maybe I'm just trying to delay the inevitable, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm not giving up on YouTube. I still do plan on giving my Voltaire Declare presentation on YouTube. And I've still got poems, short stories. There's this new Google Hangout. Oh, I don't know why I have it there, but there's this new Google Hangout thing that you can do. That's really cool. And maybe I'll do that at some point. But yes, I would like to thank you for watching, and I'm not sure when I'll upload this. Probably the following day at some point. Probably when I get back home. So thanks for watching. If you made it through all this ego boosting nonsense, I just figured I'd take the time to do something I wanted to. If somebody wants me to show you guys my pamphlets, I'm cool with that. I just figure this is a long enough video as it is. So as a little tie-in video, maybe I'll do pamphlets at some other point. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any other videos you'd like to see me do, let me know, because I really don't have ideas for YouTube these days, as if you can't tell. That's it. I know I've made like 5 different closing things by now, but yeah, bye.